Right, greetings everybody. This is the first live stream. Well, I have done one before actually, but that was with Edge Radio Australia. That was a couple of months ago after a big rally in Perth. Now, I don't have any of my microphones plugged in right now, so I'm not sure about the audio. And the screen things here I have not seen before, but if anybody could let me know if you could hear me fine, that would be great. I can see there's one person on right now. If you could let me know if the audio is okay, that would be great. Hi. Choosy Heretics Choose. Thank you very much. Thank you. Audio is loud and clear. Thank you very much. Thanks for doing that. I appreciate it very much. Right, so greetings everybody, which is my usual intro for my videos. Today is the 25th of January 2023. Of course, we know that I don't do lives. That's not my thing. I don't do streams. Unless, of course, I'm on Cafe Locked Out, which I do streams there. So if you go along to Cafe Locked Out on Facebook, you will see live streams that I do from the street, but I certainly don't do this on my channel. It's all a bit weird to look at the screen and see that. Anyway, and so yes, here is Courage is the Cure. My name is Robin, if anybody doesn't know. And it's a very poignant evening, and this is why I have jumped on to a live stream, because I feel like it is very important to do so. So today in Perth, if you have been following the story with the umbrella people, there's been quite the circus. But however, today I was not down at Governor's House. I was not on St. George's Terrace. I was in court with somebody. And in actual fact, there were 3 people in that court. And there was another person, making 4. And then there was another person in another court a few kilometres away, and I couldn't make it to that one. And all of these people, the 4 people today, were in court because they didn't follow directives during the mandates. And we're now talking over 12 months ago. I'm sorry about the beeps. And so these people are still in court. And I was there supporting a few of my friends today. The other people I couldn't go down and support because the courtroom which they were in was many kilometres away from where I was. But nonetheless, we had 4 people in court today for not following directives for these unlawful mandates. And it's important to note that people are still in court. There are still court proceedings for people that didn't follow these unlawful mandates. So that is what I was doing today. But on top of that, I had a very good friend of mine arrested today. Well, that's a lot of fun, isn't it? And so that was quite something else, because people, freedom fighters, don't sleep. And as my good friend says, globalism never sleeps, and neither do freedom fighters. We don't sleep either. And so I'm spreading my love to my good friend today that was arrested for doing nothing else than being a free citizen, which is atrocious and disgusting. So I'm going to show you something that I pulled out the back of my car. Now, what I'm going to show you has been in the back of my car for over 12 months. They're rather large, but I will try and fit them in the screen. Just give me a second. I've got them here. I'll pull my chair back. Now, these are big signs that I made over 12 months ago. And let's have a look. It is back to front. If you've not seen my Klaus Schwab video, it is back to front. This one says, don't let fear control you. Don't let fear control you. Now, if you see all the scabby bits here, that's because I have trailed this sign all around Perth, and even when it's been raining, and this sign actually curled up into a cylindrical object because it got wet. And I had to put up some heavy objects, which was a Banjo Patterson and Henry Lawson collection of books, which are rather heavy, but great weights for something that needs pressing down. But this sign has been around with me for, I think it's 14 months now. And this one lives in the back of my car. Don't let fear control you. And the other one I'm going to show you, which also has come from the back of my car, is I don't serve a tyrant. I call my own shots. I know it's back to front. You'll just have to deal with it. Get over it. Don't complain. It says, I don't serve a tyrant. I call my own shots. Get it? Both of these signs have been in the back of my car since January last year. So that's 12 months. How many months did I say before? Who cares? But both of these signs have been in the back of my car since January last year. And they will stay in the back of my car. Those signs have been with me everywhere, to all of the rallies, all of the meetings, all of the things on the streets. And the only time they haven't come out of my car is when I started filming, because I didn't have enough hands. But those signs, I carry those around in my car, and they will stay in the back of my car, particularly the one that says, don't let fear control you, because it is a reminder to myself that the shit show that is going around the world at the moment is all about control. And then I want to make everybody afraid. And I am not afraid. I am not afraid. And the people that I was supporting today in court, and the people that I couldn't go to their court cases, I know they also do not live in fear. And my great friend who was arrested today does not live in fear. I'm sorry about these. But my point today is that we cannot live in a state of fear, because that infiltrates our psyche. It infiltrates the person that we are. It affects us, it affects our family, and then in turn it affects our community. We need to be strong. We know what is right. We know we are on the right side of history. We cannot let mainstream media, we cannot let these elites put fear upon us and make us afraid to stand up for what is right. I'm certainly not going to do that. I will never do that. I will never, ever, ever let fear control my life ever again. And that's one of the beautiful things about this cold and flu situation, is that I think I was on Cafe Locked-Out the other evening, and Michael was talking about a peace that comes within you. And I, had a little bit of a conversation about that. But at the end of the day, what I wanted to say was that it's about fear. When fear doesn't control you anymore, you are free. You are free, and you don't have that burden. You don't have that control in your life anymore. And it's something that I remind myself about daily, and that's why that sign, don't let fear control you, even though it's all crappy and it's all curled up because it's been caught in the rain. That's why it stays in the back of my car, because it reminds me of that. There's 9 people here. I appreciate that. And so what I want to say is that our strength is in community. We have all found our tribe. Our strength is in numbers. It's about dialogue, discussion. We need to talk to each other. We need to communicate. We need to stay strong together. This year is important. We don't need, what do I want to say? I want to say that we shouldn't take our foot off the throttle. We need to keep going. We need to stay together. The people you have connected with, make sure you stay with those people. And then you find other people and you connect with those people, because our strength is in community. The tribe that we have built through this shit show, we need to continue moving forward all together. So I don't know if I'm going to make this short. So of course we know that courage is the cure. The tagline is fear is the virus, and I truly believe that fear is the virus and courage is the cure. And it doesn't mean that you need to go out and do something dramatic. You don't need to make your voice heard to hundreds of people. It just means that anything that you might be fearful of, you just need to stay true to who you are, and don't let particularly the mainstream media dissuade you from talking to your friends and family, because that's what they want. Our strength is in community and we need to stay together. And today, when I've been with my friends in court and my other friends in the other court who I couldn't go and support, and my really great friend who was arrested today for being a citizen and standing up for freedom, has really got to my heart, because my friend was out on the street fighting for all of us in a peaceful manner, actually minding her own business. We are being systematically targeted at the moment. I had a little bit of a rant before, because I don't understand why people don't come out of their homes and fight for freedom and make their voice heard. But I know within me that everybody does what they can in their own way. But I want to have a big shout out to my friends today in court, and my friend today that was arrested, and everybody that is out there in their own way. And I know we all do something different, whether you talk to your friends or you give them pamphlets or you share some links, or the wonderful independent newspaper we have in Western Australia, if you're passing them on to your friends, is fantastic. And those are the things that we need to be doing to continue building our community to move forward for freedom. Thank you, Choosy, for responding to my audio question, because, like I said, this is my first live. I would leave you with one message, and that is fear is the virus, courage is the cure. So whatever you can do, whoever you can talk to, whatever message you can spread during the day is the best thing that we can all do to move forward, because we cannot take our foot off the pedal right now. We cannot. We need to keep moving forward. Right. So I don't have anybody commenting and I don't have any questions. And so I might just end the stream. There's 10 people watching. Thank you very much for watching. Amen. Thank you, Loaded Jumper. Fantastic. Thank you, well said. We are not confused or powerless, absolutely. And that's one of the things that mainstream media, doctors in particular, academics, they want to make us feel powerless. And what springs to mind is actually Baby Will in New Zealand. If you followed that story where they took that tiny little baby from those parents in New Zealand because their parents didn't want him to have jabbed blood for his heart operation. If you've seen that footage, that is absolutely horrifying. And one of the things that sprung to my mind is that they want to reinforce that we are powerless. We are powerless. We are not. We are not powerless. We need to take back our power. I don't want to refer to Rage Against the Machine because apparently they are jabbed up to the eyeballs, which is a bit of a shame, but we are not powerless, and I appreciate that comment, Tuesday. We know just what the solution looks like and that no one has to get hurt for peace. Absolutely. Totally agree about that. Couldn't agree more. We need to take our power back and we do need to move forward. And that's what I'm talking about with continuing to build our communities. Absolutely. Good morning from America. 7 a.m. here. Yeah, I know it's nighttime here, and I was wondering about that in America. I know it is morning time there. Probably having your coffee. Not coffee, something else, but can I choose a coffee? And 3 Steve's films. Oh, perhaps maybe you were one of the people I was referring to. Yes, I had to make a choice this morning, and I did from around the grapevine know that my dear friend in Fremantle has got a lot of supporters down there, and I wanted to go up to another part of Perth and support somebody else in court. I appreciate your comment, Steve. I'll be very interested to hear how that. Oh, I did actually, but I won't say on YouTube anyway. But yeah, it's all such a fasty. Actually, I do have a short on my channel with Steve. Steve has commented here, 3 Steve's films. Steve is a real freedom fighter. Will never succumb to fear, absolutely, and to the tyrannical powers that are upon us. And I appreciate you very much, Steve. Wonderful person. We've got to catch up anyway. Appreciate you. Yes, commenting. It's fantastic. So yeah. So my crappy sign here, which I'm going to have to take a photo and get it put in there. You see how crappy it is. Oh God, it's been through the walls. Look at it. Don't let fear control you. Oh, it's all through the walls. But I will put that in the back of my car, and it will stay there. Because it needs to stay there. And actually, when I was at Aldi the other day, and I saw a couple of ladies that were all, masked up and had their nappies on their faces. I was putting the shopping in the back of my car, and that sign just happened to come out. It's very handy when you have those signs in the back of your car. But anyway, and so yeah, they will go in the back of my car and they will stay there because they are of use, even though all the rallies, have dissipated and everybody's gone back to work and they all think it's gone back to normal. They do come in use when I see people that Still believe the lie. Right, so we've got heretic. Nothing is more dangerous or expensive or a bigger waste of time than complacency. But we are being served up with what we are being served up. So there's really no use for fear. Yeah. There's really no use for fear. Yeah. I mean, you can say that to all of us. Totally agree. But when you talk about people who watch mainstream media and they get on their couch at 6 p.m. after they've had their dinner, they might think differently. And that's the trouble that we face right now. Vagabonds, sadly, I think it's going to get worse. I agree. But you're right, steer clear of the fear and the tactics of separation. Absolutely. I mean, we can go on and on and on back to the Romans. I mean, divide and conquer. It's the oldest game in the book. And it still works now. I'm surprised. But then again, I think I might get in trouble for saying this, but I think 90% of the population is stupid. That's just me. A lot of people don't like that when I say that, but that's what I think. 90% of the population is stupid. And so that's the place where we are. If that loses me some subscribers, well, so be it. But and we actually don't need a lot of people. We already have our tribe. We're all together, and we just need to formulate a way forward, because these reprobates who are ruling the world right now certainly have a game plan. They've had a game plan for hundreds of years, and don't mistake it for anything else, because they have. And so we just all need to get together and figure out what we're going to do. So what have we got here? Carnation Revolution now. Hey, reminds me of my grandfather. His favourite flower was carnation. I actually grow them in my yard because it reminds me of him. Anyone who would assert that there's anything at all wrong with peaceful and legal requesting of peaceful legal solution, that looks self-incriminating. Oh, did I read that right? Anyone who has said that anything at all wrong with peaceful and legal requesting of peaceful legal solution. Yeah, look, there's a whole argument about what's legal, lawful, particularly in Australia. Maybe people can tell me in the comments about common law. There's a whole big movement right now in Australia about legal and lawful, which are two very different things. I do appreciate your comment there. Choosy heretics, choose Carnation Revolution. Now, what a mouthful. I do appreciate that comment. It's a really big argument right now in Australia with legal and lawful. It was actually a really derogatory news report, in inverted commas, on a show here on Channel 10, and they were talking to a judge about people that go to court and usually represent themselves and base their case around common law. And this judge and the whole program was about debasing common law, and made rather derogatory comments about these people. I love them, these. It's very divisive language. And of course, mainstream media does that on purpose. But it was very interesting. I myself am not a huge fanatic. I don't even want to use that word. That's not the appropriate word. I appreciate what everybody does. But I can say that on the mainstream media, they certainly were talking down common law, which was a disgrace, actually. I thought it was, I mean, what else do we expect from mainstream media, to be honest? I mean, really. I mean, maybe someone can put in the comments there outside of Australia, what sort of groups they're trying to debase and discriminate over there. I don't know, but certainly common law now is copying it. They like to put the term conspiracy theorist and anti-vaxxer on everything. It's like 1984 newspeak. They just use those terms to blanket everything. They don't, even people that have had 3 jabs and then don't want to get their 4th one, they will term an anti-vaxxer. No, that's not right. That's 1984 newspeak. It's just a mind explosion. A mind flattener, actually, for people who listen to that sort of nonsense. But anyway, really today what I wanted to say is that here in Perth, Western Australia, we do have people on the ground. We are really fighting for freedom. We are here in Western Australia. And more importantly, what we're fighting for, and it doesn't matter what group you are affiliated with or if you're just an individual, it doesn't matter. What is happening right now in Perth, Western Australia, is that the police are committing a crime. And what they're doing is, in the Criminal Code Act, Section 75, it is illegal to impede on people's political liberties. And that is things like protesting, assembling, and that crime has a penalty of 3 years in jail. And what is going on right now in Western Australia is that the West Australian police are stopping people. They're stopping people from protesting and assembling lawfully, not impeding on the public, not impeding on pedestrians, not doing anything else, but they are impeding on people from their own political liberties. Now, that is a crime in Section 75 of the Criminal Code of Western Australia, and that is what is happening right now here. We have had numerous arrests in January. Now it is up to 7 arrests in January alone in the same place. And this is what the West Australian police are up to. And I just wanted to comment today that today was particularly poignant for me with all of the people in court facing charges against these unlawful mandates and people being arrested for being on the streets and conducting themselves in a peaceful, civil manner and being manhandled and assaulted is not acceptable. And so that's why I am online this evening. What have we got here? Ron, sorry. Friend of Marilyn? Don't know. It's a small club that carries a big club. Hey, exactly. It's a club that we're not members of, right? So that is very true. But to get back to my scabby signs here, don't let fear control you. And I'm sure anybody that's actually watching my channel, you already know that. But I think particularly for myself this evening, I want to tell myself that and tell everybody else that please don't let fear control you, because when fear controls you, we lose part of our power. And our power is in being together and being with the community and the tribe that we've built, not only in Western Australia, but all around the world. And we need to continue doing that this year. Do not let them divide us. Don't let them divide us. Shine Island, thank God we're not in their club. Absolutely. Oof, gosh, who wants to be in their club? What privileges do you get in their club? Flying around in jets and contributing to the greenhouse gases am I killing the environment? Is that the club that they're part of? Yeah, sorry. Yeah, okay. That's the club. No, I don't want to be part of that club. Absolutely. Thank you, Shine Allen. Fantastic point. Davos. Oh, isn't it interesting that Mr. Bill Gates, usually he goes to Davos in Geneva, but no, this time he's in Australia. Oh, Lord Buff, Bill Gates is in Australia and he's meeting with our Prime Minister, Albanese. Oh, what a blessing to have that interview on TV. And you know what? You know what I did yesterday? It consumed about 45 minutes of my life yesterday, which I can never get back. And I went across all of the mainstream media channels, Channel 7, Channel 9, Channel 10, Sky Media, and some other miscellaneous channel. And I looked at the stories that they put up on the internet with Bill Gates and Albanese. And I must tell you that all of the shots, and I paid special attention, all of the shots that they had of Albanese and Bill Gates, they were the same shots, but on different channels. How does that happen? I don't know really, but Sky News did put something funny in. They made a reference to Albanese's dog and made a joke about the dog. That was quite entertaining. But all of the footage was the same footage, the same lines. They all go there and report the same talking points. If anybody just spent like I did, half an hour to 45 minutes looking at the same stories that each channel bloody reports, same footage, same talking points, same thing. But anyway, you already know that. The most interesting point is that why isn't Bill Gates in Geneva? Why isn't he with Avi at Rebel News? Why can't we get him on camera with Rebel News? Why is he in Australia? I find that very interesting. What's going on? Has he got nothing better to do than come to Australia and spend your time with Albanese? Oh, right. Okay. So we have 10 people watching. I appreciate you watching. I will show you my sign once again. Don't let fear control you. Don't let fear control you. That sign and the other one lives in the back of my car. I am going to go and put that back in my car, and it will stay there because it does come out incrementally when the time is right, especially when I see lots of people at the shopping centres wearing masks and I stand in the car park holding that sign. It's great. So I do appreciate you all watching. We've got Choosy. They can and should be exiled and have their assets and owing ceased. Absolutely. I can tell you now that making the choice that I made 13 months ago, myself and my family have lost everything, but I wouldn't take it back for a second. So these reprobates who have changed the world and people's lives need to, I shouldn't say it, should have all their assets taken from them. And owings seized. That's a very nice way of putting it. I really like how you put that there. Choosy heretics choose. A very nice way of putting it. Politics in war have summarily failed in history to solve type of, yeah, well, that's right. I mean, I was on an interview last night and somebody asked me if myself and the other person would run for politics. My answer was two cheeks of the same ass. No, absolutely not. There is no solution there. We need to find another way forward. Hence, brings me back to don't let fear control you. Don't let the mass media and all of these reprobates around the world influence you. And if you can talk to your friends and family, even if they don't want to pay attention, but can at least bring it up for a couple of seconds, I implore you to do so because that's the only way we can move forward. Right. Okay. So I am going to finish the stream. I do appreciate the 10 of you. I can see there's 10 people watching. I do really appreciate it. If you have friends, family, out there fighting for freedom. If you have a favorite independent journalist, if you have people out there that you want to support, please support them, because it's really tough. It is really tough, and particularly today with going to court with people. One of my great friends being arrested. We are out there. We are out there. And I get this afternoon. I did get a little bit irate because where are the people? It does get quite upsetting, but I know that people have lives, and we all do what we can do, and I understand that as well. But if you do have friends and family out there, and if you are one of those people, please go and talk to people. Please don't let the mainstream media dissuade you from telling the truth. Fear is the virus and courage is the cure. I really appreciate you all being here today. And if you like, share, and subscribe, that would be fantastic as well. So until my next video, I'm going to say bye.